Hey, welcome back. Today I will be doing a first impressions foundation review on the new Wet n Wild Megacushion foundation. So just to jump in, yes, this is a cushion foundation. It comes with a two-part compartment in a sense. It comes with a kind of squishy little pad here, a mirror, and you open it up to reveal the product inside. Cushion foundations are just a sponge soaked in the product. It's supposed to be very fast on the go for the busy person. So this does have SPF 15. Wet n Wild is a cruelty-free company. This product specifically is vegan as well. So my shade is in 108 Nude Beige, which they claim is light, medium, warm. They do only carry 8 shades and they do not go very deep, and I don't think they go very light either. Now, I don't really know why they lowered the shade range so drastically. The Photo Focus foundation I think has about 20 shades and this only has 8, so I don't know why they just went downhill. But cushion foundations generally do come in less shades. I don't really know why. It's just a general thing that they just come in less shades. They're supposed to be more lighter coverage, more luminous, which this is, but I'm going to read the claims to you right now. Okay, so they're claiming that this is perfectly portable with an airtight no mess compact that makes applying liquid foundation a breeze. Infused with coconut derivative, the luminous, lightweight, and buildable formula helps boost hydration and contains SPF 15 for added skin protection. Now this SPF is complete BS. This is not going to protect you much from the sun. You're not using nearly enough to get the full SPF 15 benefit all over your face. However, this does have coconut derivatives that might break some people out. Coconut is a known skin breakouter. This does have a scent. It is a very light, fresh, perfumey kind of scent. Not like perfume, but like cucumbers, you know, something like fresh, crisp. I love that word, crisp. But that's what it smells like. The packaging is kind of bulky, as you can see, but this is everything in one. Your brush, your product, your mirror in one, so I can see why it's so bulky. So this retails for $8.99, which is much higher than the Photo Focus foundation, the liquid one, which I talked about in my drugstore favorites video. So if you want to see that, click on the eye above, and it will also be in the description box below if you want to see my thoughts on that foundation. So yeah, those are all the claims for this product. If you want to see my thoughts on this foundation, how it wears throughout the day, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I've already washed, moisturized, and primed my face with the NYX Angel Veil Primer in just my T-zone. If I didn't mention it before, I do have oily skin, but right now it is incredibly parched, very dry, flaky, so hopefully this foundation will really help my skin situation out. So packaging, this is my first time seeing it too. It's very, very cute, bulky, but what cushion foundation isn't? This is actually the first cushion foundation I have ever tried. So that is what the inside looks like. It looks quite dark. I'm not even going to lie, it looks a little dark for me. I'm going to try the pad first, and if that doesn't work, I have a sponge, and then I also have my Real Techniques buffing brush, all of which I love for foundation. I'm going to, squidge. Oh my god. Oh. I guess I'll do like 3 squidges. 3 squidges. Okay, try this side first. Oh, she's a little dark. It's hard to get into the crevices of my nose, so I'm gonna leave that alone for now. That is definitely, it doesn't look like it on camera. It's a shade too dark for me, but I think I can lighten it up with concealer and everything. I'm getting about a good medium coverage. It's very smoothing. almost over my texture. It's kind of emphasizing my pores. Definitely a very luminous, dewy foundation. I'm gonna go in with my sponge just to get my nose. I definitely get lighter coverage with the sponge. This sponge, not the sponge that they provide. I'm assuming because this does soak up a lot more product and this squidgy little pad doesn't. So that's what I'm assuming. Okay, just to test it out, I'm gonna use a brush on the other side. I don't know how good this will go. This doesn't seem like a foundation that will work well with a brush, but I'm just gonna like dip my brush in a few times. I did like 3 squidges there. Oh my, okay. Yeah, I like that application better than with the squidgy pad and the sponge. I'm gonna squidge some more to do my forehead. I do want to say that the scent does linger, so if you do have any sensitivities to perfumed scents, this is definitely perfumed enough for you to smell it after you apply. I'm gonna go back to the squidgy pad to do a second layer, just over like my cheeks, because I can't really get this into corners and crevices. I just want to see if I can build up the coverage because that would be really nice. This is a buildable foundation. It's definitely building on top of itself. I'm almost very close to full coverage, and this is quite moisturizing on the skin, so I'm assuming if you have dry skin, this will actually really, really nice. Okay, I actually got really good coverage, like almost full coverage with 2 layers of this foundation. I do notice that you get the best coverage with the squidgy pad they give you and a brush. The sponge will soak up too much product. It's not the same as the squidgy pad. The sponge is more absorbent, obviously, but the squidgy pad really lays down the product very nicely, gives you a lot more coverage. You want to do a press and roll type of motion to get the best out of it. My only gripe with this right now is that you have to dip back into this so many times. But right now it's very smooth over my skin, very smooth over all the dry patches I had. It is emphasizing my pores. This is definitely not a pore filling, minimizing, mattifying type of foundation, so I didn't expect it to be like that. It's emphasizing my pores a bit, so I'm definitely not a fan of that, but I will definitely be powdering on top of this. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face, and I'm going to come back on camera to tell you what I did and how I feel. Okay, I'm back. It took me a while to do the rest of my face. I ran into a bunch of technical difficulties, but I made it. This is a very super simple face. So to set the foundation, I used 2 different powders. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder in Neutral Buff, and this is the e.l.f. Finishing Powder in Fair/Light. I did also set my face with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray just to take away a bit of the cakiness. It was starting to look a little heavy and dry. So I just spritzed this on top. So the foundation itself looks really good right now. It was still very wet when I was setting it with powder. It was transferring onto my brush. So that tells me that this is a very movable, buildable foundation. You can take your time with it. It doesn't dry down super quickly, doesn't mattify. It is pretty darn close to full coverage. I'm actually really happy about that. I didn't think it would give me this much coverage. So all of my other products blended really beautifully on top. Nothing grabbed in certain spots or anything like that. So other products do lay very well on top of this foundation currently. It is still looking a little bit cakey and heavy on my upper lip and my chin, which are generally my problem areas of where foundation tends to really gather and look nasty. But everywhere else, it looks very nice currently. I am slightly afraid of this wearing not well, but I think since my skin has really dried out and it's not producing much oil. I think it'll really work out. My pores are looking better now after I've pressed them in with powder. I did just use a powder brush. I didn't use any beauty blenders or baking or anything like that. Outside of studio lights, this looks really good against natural sunlight. Yeah, I have no qualms with it right now, but we shall see as the day goes by. So I will check in a few hours to let you know how the foundation is holding up. Okay, hi. So it's been about 9 hours. I took a nap. Don't mind the smudged mascara and eyeliner, but so this is what the foundation looks like after 9 hours. You can see that it's very shiny. Actually, it's not very shiny, it's just slightly shiny. It looks a little bit cakey on my chin right now. I'll zoom you in a bit, but it is actually holding up very well. I think it looks really good. It looked amazing in natural sunlight. So if you're a very oily skin, this foundation will probably not work out. I'm going to try it with the powder before foundation trick to see if it will help control the oil a little bit more. But it seems a lot more oily on here because the lights are bouncing off my face. Everything appears more shiny, including my face. Okay, so I'm going to see how it powders. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Compact Powder. I assume this would be best because they're from the same brand. So I'm going to take my setting brush and I'm just going to powder my really oily areas. It powders quite nicely. It doesn't cake up like some other worse foundations. So I'm just going to do my chin now. Do my shiny as hell forehead. And this is 9 hours of wear, so this looks really bomb, especially for 9 hours on my skin. So this is the set side and this is the non-set side. I don't mind powdering once. Now I'm completely powdered, as you can see. I'm going to zoom in all the way. Ooh. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like. It looks really nice. I'm not even gonna lie. It did kind of rub off here because I was sleeping, but that's what my chin looks like and my upper lip. My forehead looks very smooth, really nice. So despite this being 0.52 ounces or 15 grams of product, you have to realize that liquid foundations come in 1 fluid ounce, and 1 ounce and 1 fluid ounce are 2 different types of measurements. So you might not be getting less product. So just remember that there are 2 different forms of measurement. So don't not buy this because you'll think you'll get half the product for double the price. The only 2 cons I would say about this foundation is the really poor shade range. There's 8 shades, pitiful, sad. If you can find your shade, I definitely recommend picking it up. But the other con is that this is only really more for combo to dry skin. Oily skin can probably maybe wear this if you prep your skin right, but this is definitely more geared towards combo dry skin. The pad on the inside, the squeegee pad, can become unsanitary, so and it's like left product here. I am kind of scared. How do I clean this before I get acne all over my face? So this kind of freaks me out because it's so like unsanitary, just like sitting there. I want to know how to clean it so I can use it. But those are really the only cons I have about this product currently. I'll let you know if it breaks me out in any way because this does have coconut and this might actually break me out. But I don't feel irritated right now. I don't have any little red bumps or anything of the sort. Yeah, those are my thoughts on this foundation currently. Look out for an update video on every single first impressions that I did so far because obviously those aren't reviews, those are just first initial thoughts. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll be notified of when I upload each week. Check in the description box below for all of my links, product links, what's on my face, social media accounts, etc. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!